live. So, hello everyone. My name is Arne Kals, and on behalf of the team, I want to thank you all for joining our Hangout this evening. Speakers tonight is going to be Mikenzi Hebel, Leah Lele McIntosh, Heiðar Arnason, and Patrick Green, and of course myself. We are part of a team with other 720 entrepreneurs in the Black Ops Underground Commission projects with millionaire mentors Darren Little and Ari Maccabi. Tonight we're going to discuss value content, what exactly that is, and how it is an extremely important tool in our business. And let's not forget that we're going to be answering all your questions for the last section of the Hangout. So, Mikenzi, you have the word.
Hey, everybody. It's so good to see you here today. I'm excited to talk to you about one of the most important things with this business, online marketing and network marketing. It's all about value content. And so that's what we want to talk about today. We want to kind of talk about why it's so important and how it will help you grow your business. And so first off, I want to start off by saying this is a leadership business. And so the reason why value content is so important to be giving out to people is because you want to be able to put yourself in the role as a leader. And so to show that you're a leader, you want to share the things you know. One of the biggest things that our job is to solve people's problems. There's 5 major pain points in this industry, and that is rejection, because nobody wants to obviously have to deal with rejection, difficulty getting leads and not having a budget to get those leads, duplication of your team, which basically just means you get people on your team, but then helping them to get people on their team is a problem sometimes for people. Nobody wants to harass their friends and family. That's another problem. And closing or upselling is another problem. So these are 5 main pain points of the industry. And so our job is to try to solve these problems and try to help people see how we are able to help them, get over those hurdles. And when you do that and you help them see how they can solve some of these issues, it puts you in a leadership position, and it puts you in kind of a level where you're going to get more followers and you're going to, end up having more business because people are going to want to follow you and learn from you, and they're going to start trusting you. And so that's why we want to talk about value content. It's because the whole point of this industry is to solve problems and to be a leader, and how you do that is by offering value. So one of the things that is really important when you're talking about value content, you want to be able, obviously you want to use paid strategies for advertising sometimes once you have a budget, but there are so many different free strategies you can use as well. And so one of the things that we try to focus on in our team is some of the free strategies like Facebook. And so when you're using Facebook, you want to mix up your posts. And so you have your value content, which is one of the things we're going to focus on today, but you also have, your me posts, the posts that are all about you as a person, your lifestyle, so people can get to know you. And then you also have interactive posts that, you can draw people in and have conversations with people and, things that don't really have anything to do with business at all. And the reason why I was mentioning these different kinds of posts is just because you want to make sure that as a leader, you're not constantly always talking business. You want to mix up your posts with personal things as well and the value content. It just keeps people coming back. And so a few ways that you can add value is you can do free conferencing. You can do interviews with top performers of different teams. People like to see how other people are doing. They like to, learn from other success stories. You can do tutorials with screen sharing, whether it's teaching somebody how to do a certain type of marketing or showing somebody how to use a cool new program. Doing tutorials is a huge thing that will put you in a leadership position. PowerPoint is something that you want to make sure that you are using and you know how to use as well. And so basically the main takeaway tonight that I want you guys to walk away with is that the biggest thing about this business, and I hope you write this down, is that you want to learn, implement, and then share what you learn. And so it's like, I've heard some people say, well, I don't know that much yet, so I feel like I can't be a leader. I don't know enough to be a leader yet. the thing is, you know what you know, so share it. And as you go, then you continue to share what you know. And people really like to watch you grow as well. And so don't ever feel hesitant to share what you know and to feel like, oh, I'm not a leader yet because, I'm not an expert in the industry yet, because that doesn't matter. Everybody is at different levels, and there's always somebody out there who can learn from what it is you're teaching. And so we're going to be talking about the different kinds of value content. There's, videos that you can do, and there are, like we said, different tutorials. You can share things that are happening in the business world, and you can also talk about different kinds of motivation for people. And so Leah is going to actually be the next one up. She's going to be talking about videos and how that is a great way of adding value.
Okay, can you guys hear me? Okay, great. So first off, well, good night and good morning to some of you all. I want to talk to you about video and why it's really, really important. If you do not know, most of the 6, 7-figure, 8-figure earners are on video, and there's a reason for that. Reason being is that it enables you to get that know, like, and trust factor a lot faster. There's a simple formula that you can use if you're not familiar or nervous about making your video. Just remember, if you don't have a pen and paper, you need to write this down seriously. When I was learning how to do video, I used a quick little formula, and it was, it depended on the videos that I was making. I knew that I wanted to grab my audience's attention. So I may have said, hey guys, you may have landed on this video because XYZ. Then I wanted to relate with them. I was in your shoes at one point in time. Intrigue them, and then invite them to look at the solution that you have for them. That is the big one, okay? And usually that type of formula, I like to just say formula because it is, works on offers that you may be having. And then like Mikenzi was saying about the tutorials, it can also work with that, which is, you would grab their attention again, relate to them, whatever issue they may be having, and then teach whatever it is that you have to teach. And as she said before, it does enable you to have that leadership role in a lot of people's minds because you're teaching them something that they don't know. And people are going to be on different levels all the time. People are always willing to learn. And you have to understand that even the 6, 7, and 8-figure earners are students as well. Those are the people that are coming and taking the most notes. If you don't know that, then you know it now. So if you use that formula when you're making those videos, then it's definitely going to help you to kind of stay on track. And also, one of the big things is keep your videos between 3 and 4 minutes long. The reason being is people don't have a long attention span. They'll get bored with you and they'll click you off. So you want to grab their attention really quick, intrigue their, pique their interest and keep that attention, but cut it off. No longer than 4 minutes, seriously. Now, I want to touch on Facebook Live because this is a big thing right now. And if you're not utilizing it for your business, then you're kind of leaving money on the table. One of the biggest reasons is because if you're recording video and uploading it to Facebook, that's okay. But Facebook is giving more attention to people that are willing to go live, and they're going to push your video up further because of the algorithm if you're going live on a consistent basis. And your audience is going to grow exponentially this way. You can do the same formula that I just said on a Facebook Live. Or you can, one thing that I've been doing is I made like a little series called Coffee and Conversation that I do in the morning. And then in the middle part of the day, I do a training. And that enables me to gain that audience and move them into another area, another group that I want them to be in, so I can continue to build that relationship with them. So the thing about Facebook Lives is you don't want to do it too much. So I say 2 to 3 times a day is beneficial for your business. Going live every 5 minutes, you're going to lose your audience really quick. So keep in mind that whenever you're going live, though, you know, it needs to be you sharing value. I see a lot of people going live for nothing and, you know, sharing stuff that's not beneficial to anybody. Nobody cares. I hate to say that, but nobody cares. So make sure you always have something of value to offer people, whether it's your story, which is a big deal. You could share your story on video now. With that, those are going to tend to run a little bit further. And the thing about the Facebook Lives, the longer you stay on, the more people you're going to draw to you. So that 3 to 4 minute mark is not really going to work on those. I try to go, and I let it be known when I first start, 10 to 15 minutes. And a lot of the times, if I don't have any interaction, my video is over within 8 minutes. So you're not there that long, and you're getting the information that you want people to know out. So keep in mind that, you know, if you want to grow your audience really quick, Facebook Live is going to help you to do that. Other things that you could share are the PowerPoints. If you know how to use slides, you can use that in your video to teach and share information as well. Like you said, tutorials are good, but that's pretty much all I have about the video. If you just stick to those little formulas that I mentioned, you will make a good video. And if you are comfortable with using a mic, because a lot of people say, well, I don't have a recorder. It doesn't matter. If you have an iPhone or Android, you can go on Amazon and buy what is called a lapel mic and hook it up to your phone, and it makes a beautiful video. So keep that in mind. You don't have to have a lot of equipment. Just make the video. And it's gonna be scary at first. And if you're like me and a perfectionist, you're gonna probably record it, but don't let that stop you, because if you don't, most people are moving towards video. So anyways, I'm done with my portion of this. I'm going to pass it back over to Arna.
So hey everyone again. Sorry, taking Taylor out here. So I'm gonna talk about motivation and inspiration. I want to start by saying this to you all, that you can have, do, and be anything you want. What kind of house do you want to live? Do you want to be a millionaire? Do you want more success? You can have it all by simply applying the laws of attraction. I think you all know about that, right? What you think and feel is really important on what's going on in your life right now. So let's make an example of it. If you're posting positive posts on social media, this will attract more positive people into your life. And the more of the positive posts that you will write and post, automatically you will start to think more positive thoughts. So every time you're posting inspirational quotes and motivational text, you will think and feel sorry, I wrote it down, that you're posting about is your teeny little stuff. So in the same time that you're also attracting more of that into your life. Bear with me, people. English is my second language. So to keep people interested, sorry guys, I get so lost when I'm trying to read English that I wrote down. So to keep people interested in it, it is good to post at least one post of positivity, inspiration, and motivation each day on your social media accounts, both for yourself and for others. The key to success is to motivate and inspire others in every possible way. You know that, like, when you're posting on Facebook, you have to be like really inspirational, like, and it has to come from your heart. And people will start coming back again and again to your page because they want their daily dose of positivity or inspiration. So there you'll also start seeing your followers increase. Motivation posts don't have to be long, but putting a text like over a photo does improve the share rates, because it has been proven that people like to reshare photos more than like just text, because like it's much more exciting to see on your Facebook wall or like on your Instagram or whatever. So I like to use an app that is named Fonto, that I am making my motivation pictures from. But there are lots of more like apps out there that you can use. So this is just like one of the things you can use. And making these images is actually really easy, and it can be really fun to matching like the right quotes with the right kind of pictures. We have done a lot of these kind of photos, both for our pages and for like we have our Instagram pages and for our Facebook pages. So I want to make like one example of how short quotes looks like. So one of my favorite quotes is, "Never give up on something that you really want." And bam, put a picture with a nice house or exotic car, exciting like vacation or something like under it, and people are gonna want to share it. Getur ekki tekið út vídeóið, þannig sé ekki hvað ég gera. Sorry, Heather took out the video, so I have no clue what's happening. So, like seeing these kind of photos is gonna make people connect to their dreams, and you are gonna start like seeing magic happens, because as soon as people like really connect with their dreams in their minds, they're like on the way there. So that's all for me right now, and next up is Patrick Green. So please give him a warm welcome.
Let me unmute. Okay, can you guys hear me?
Sure can, sure can.
Okay, I want to touch on the interesting questions, engaging in your friends and stuff on your Facebook wall. So I want to do a screen share right now. Let's see here. Okay, what's going on here? Wait a minute. Just give me a second. I've never done the screen share before. Hold on.
Just push the green button in the middle.
Oh, okay.
Your screen.
I did that. But then it brought up a different window.
Oh, there you go. We see it.
Okay, see it? Okay.
Yep.
Everybody see that? All right. See this question here? Name a place that you have always wanted to visit. Now, during the day, I'm always thinking of, you know, what question would I answer if someone posted it? You know, that's kind of usually how I'm thinking. And sometimes you'll get a lot of response, and sometimes, you know, you don't. It's kind of hit or miss. But lately, let's see, this was September 8th. Look how many comments I got on this. It's like 20 comments. Everybody talking about, you know, where they would want to go, where they've always wanted to visit, right? So a particular friend of mine, where's she at? There she is, Jasmine. Let me show you the conversation that I had with her in private chat. Okay, does everybody see that? Can you all hear me? Everybody see that? Okay. So I'm like, thanks for answering my trip question. Paris.
Hold on, Pat. We can't see.
You can't? You don't see it?
No, we seen it first. There's a big black. Oh, there it goes. Wait.
Okay, I have to just go ahead and click on. Wait a minute. I was trying to show the conversation that I had with her. Okay, I'm going to have to do it this way. I had the conversation already saved, but okay. Can you see it now? You see it? Do you see the chat box?
Yeah, but you're gonna have to make it big.
Okay. Okay, is that better?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. So I'm just going to, I'm like, thanks for this is how, you just got to think of, how can I engage this person how can I intrigue them, right? So I'm like, thanks for answering my trip question. And she said Paris. So I'm like, Paris, huh? That's exciting. I always wanted to go there. Do you think you and your husband will go soon? So she's like, one day. So this is where I got her. I said, what would you say if I could sit down with you and your husband and show you how you could take that trip next year, fully paid for? See, I piqued her interest. She's like, So, we go on to talk, and then she's trying to guess, is it World Ventures? And I'm like, no. So pretty much, I'm giving her my phone number. They've been burned before in another opportunity, so they're kind of hesitant. But the door is open for me to have a conversation with her. Okay. So that's how you can, you have to engage. And sometimes, you got to get out of your comfort zone, but sometimes it could be a little scary at first, trying to engage them. Let me show you another one that I did that was just recently. Let's see. I asked people, here it is. No, wait a minute. Okay, here it is. How many cars have you owned in your lifetime? I got 17 comments on that one. And, that was just today. I haven't engaged anyone in the conversation yet. So that's what you should do during the day, when it's time for trivia or, try to think what you would answer to. That's kind of like my formula, and it kind of works out. Now, I want to get to trending topics. I'm sure everybody knows if you go to your homepage on Facebook, and they'll tell you what's trending, right there. And they'll give you, politics, science, and technology, sports, and what's the last one? Entertainment. So during the day, if I want to post on a trending topic, I'm always checking over here to see what would be interesting to post. And because I knew I was talking about that today, I did one. This is one I found on technology. Google is offering $200,000 to anyone that can hack the Android device by just knowing the phone number and email address. And I always try to put an engaging question at the end, like, who would give it a go? So I only got 2 likes on that one, but that's just an example of, a trending topic that you can try to get some response to. Okay, and last but not least, anything that happens in your life that's out of the ordinary. Because I have something that happened to me that was totally out of the ordinary, and I got 300 likes and a ton of comments, and I'm still engaging people in conversations and picking and choosing who I want to take further in the conversation. I was lucky enough to, let's see if y'all can see that. You all see who that is, right? I was lucky enough to be an extra in a movie with John Travolta. And it was a great time. It was a 3-day shoot. He was excellent. I mean, the experience was great. But look how many likes I got on that picture. That's a ton of leads. I even showed that to Darren, and Darren was like, you got a ton of leads there. See, and I can just pick and choose out of that one. It was 50 comments. So that's what I call, that's out of the ordinary. But anything that you feel like would be an attention grabber. I knew that this would be an attention grabber. because he was in Cincinnati for a little over a month, and you know, I knew I wanted to get a picture with him because that would be an attention grabber. So again, try to think of interesting questions. What would you answer to? You know, sometimes it gets a little challenging coming up with new things to ask people. But like, for instance, this one, let me show you one. I didn't get a whole lot of response on it, but I thought it was neat. Let's see. I asked everyone if you remember your first pair of Air Jordan gym shoes. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I apologize. I don't want to take too much time. There it is. So that was actually my first pair back in the early 90s. And I was surprised. I only got a couple comments on that. That really shocked me. But like I said, you just have to pick and choose what you think would be engaging. And you have to be creative in reaching out to these people. I'm done with the screen share. You have to, I'm trying to get out of screen share. Oh, okay. Okay. So just, you have to be creative. Think about how you would engage with these people. Have conversations with them, you know. And that's pretty much what I got. Just, oh, another thing too. When you're working, I try to keep CNN on in the background or whatever, news station. And that, oh, the post that I did about Nelly, did y'all hear about that? The rapper Nelly, he's $2.5 million behind in taxes, and they're having fans do streaming parties to help him pay his debt. I thought that was just ridiculous, and I posted on that immediately. So kind of stay plugged in to what's going on daily, and you'll come up with some great ideas. So that's what I have, guys. And I'll pass it over to, I forgot your name, sir.
It's Hadar Arneson.
Okay. What's the first name again?
Hadar.
Hadar. Okay. Passing it over to Hadar.
All right. Hey, guys. This is Hadar Arneson. And tonight I wanted to give out a few tips about creating value to your prospects and getting the right connections to your audience. When making an outreach to a person, don't just start throwing out links and sending those long monologue messages that look like they were written as a newsletter from the company CEO. It's just, you'll just get nothing but pushbacks from that. What you want to be doing is actually getting to know the person. Ask sincere questions and be interested in your prospects. If you talk to people like they're only money to you, they will quickly catch on to the act and can easily see through your dialogues. You want to be making genuine conversations to these people. Get to know them. Make the conversation all about them and listen, because that is the best way to get them to keep you in their mind, because you showed them genuine interest and not because you were some random guy that added them on Facebook and started spamming them with links about this and that. That's just, nobody wants that guy on their friends list. Dale Carnegie always said, don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Human nature does not like to admit fault. When people are criticized or humiliated, they rarely respond well and will often become defensive and resent their critic. To handle people well, we must never criticize, condemn, or complain, because it will never result in the behavior we desire. Let the other person do a great deal of the talking. People, they don't like listening to us boast. They enjoy doing the talking themselves. Let them rationalize and talk about the idea, because it will taste much sweeter to them in their own mouth. Dale Carnegie also said, You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. Which basically he's trying to tell you that you gotta connect to the people, make the conversations, and show genuine interest. Be sincere in your questions and actually try to get to know your friend list. That's how it works out, guys. So here are 5 things that I wanted to share to help you make people like you and connect better with you. Number 1, smile. Happiness does not depend on outside circumstances, but rather on inward attitudes. Smiles are free to give and have an amazing ability to make others feel wonderful. Smile in everything that you do. Remember that a person's name is, to that person, the sweetest and most important sound in any language. The average person is more interested in their own name than in all the other names in the world put together. People love their names so much that they will often donate large amounts of money just to have a building named after themselves. We can make people feel extremely valued and important by remembering their names. Be a good listener. Encourage others to talk about themselves. The easiest way to become a good conversationalist is to become a good listener. To be a good listener, we must actually care about what people have to say. Many times, people don't want an entertaining conversation partner. They just want someone who will listen to them. Number 4 is talk in terms of the other person's interest. The royal road to a person's heart is to talk about the things he or she treasures the most. If we talk to people about what they are interested in, they will feel valued and will give us value in return. Make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. The golden rule is to treat other people how we would like to be treated. We love to feel important, and so does everyone else. People would talk to us for hours if we allow them to talk about themselves. If we can make people feel important in a sincere and appreciative way, then we will win all the friends we could ever dream of. Don't live by yourself on an island, as exotic as it might feel. Rather, build bridges by building rapport, contributing to the life of the people around you, as well as learning from them. The art of happiness is to serve all. To be truly happy, we must think not only of how we can help ourselves, but how we can help others. And guys, that's just how it goes to build that rapport. It's what needs to be done for you to make your prospects. If you really want to connect with people and you want to connect them to their dreams and find their pain points and so on, you got to be sincere in your dialogue. You got to make the connection feel right and sincere. Anyways, that's what I had for today.
So next up is Mikenzi, and so you're going to be leading the questions part, right?
Sure, I wasn't really sure. So does anybody have any questions? We've been talking obviously a lot about value content, and we've even gotten into some advice on things to post on your walls and how you want to go about it, and some great tips on how to communicate with prospects and how to go about doing videos. Does anybody have any questions?
Mikenzi, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Lynn.
Okay. I think it was Leah that brought up the subject of Facebook Live, which I find fascinating. And if I could talk, it's not really a question, but I could perhaps find out a bit more about Facebook Live. I've used it a couple of times, and lots of people use it, and I'm either following them or I'm friends with them. And so many of them, when I see them coming live, I go past them because I know it's just going to be a sort of an inconsequential discussion about nothing. And so rather than hold my whole screen captive from, it could be a really nice friend, but if they're talking about things that lose my interest quickly, then I'm also losing the feed from behind it. So I'm very apprehensive about using Facebook Live for my own business, unless I have got a specific kind of formula and a specific interesting approach. I mean, I don't quite know how to get my head around Facebook Live. For the moment, I prefer to leave it alone because I prefer to do.
Tell you something about that, Lynn?
Yeah.
When you, okay, I hate to say come up with a gimmick, but come up with a gimmick.
Right.
In the morning, mine is called Coffee and Conversation, and most of the time I have a headline about what I'm talking about. So the other day it was my story. Today it was how to overcome rejection.
Okay.
When people see what it's going to be about, they're more inclined to jump
Correct.
on. I had people jumping on.
Correct.
And interacting because they see what it's about. It's not going to be something, silly. And I also let them know that the next day, tomorrow I'm going to be talking about XYZ. Or another thing that you can be doing too, what I do in the daytime or the lunchtime hour is when I do those trainings, I offer a bonus. So it could be a script, or you can come join if you have a Facebook personal development group, that's a bonus.
Okay.
Give them your lead magnet, a free ebook. That's how you get that audience, and that's how you can engage with them.
So you kind of ignore all the people who are not interested in you.
Mm-hmm. It really lets you
Put them out of your mind.
It pulls in your vibe or your tribe. People that are interested in you are going to come and watch you, and they're going to engage with you.
Do you do anything like branding a background, perhaps, or making a constant so people can see it and say, "Oh, that's Leah," or "That's Lynn"?
Yeah, people actually are making Facebook Live a big deal. They're blasting it out to their list. They're making like midday. I haven't named my midday trainings or anything like that, but you can really make it a gimmick. I know some people have like the money talk, or mine's in the morning is Coffee and Conversation. And they go to Fiverr. If you guys don't know what Fiverr is, find out. They go to Fiverr and get a banner and make, graphics or whatever for it, so that you're standing out from everybody else.
Okay, that changes things a little bit. Thank you, because with that information you gave me, I've got a little more confidence because I can kind of brand it and follow what you said. That because uploading to Facebook takes so long. I mean, I'm very happy to upload all kinds of stuff to Facebook, but by the time I plug it into my computer and upload it, it's just too slow. It takes forever.
Mm-hmm.
However, I can make graphics, and I can overlay graphics onto the screen. So, but anyway, I kind of like that Facebook information you gave me. That's very good. I appreciate that. I'm going to go and dig into it a bit longer. It could end up being the thing that I do every day, and that would be helpful.
You're right. I think that a lot of people do post or live. They're on Facebook Live quite often, and they don't give any valuable content. So then I think you're right. I think people kind of start to scroll, and I know I skip past live meetings a lot just because I know that a lot of them aren't going to give me any useful information. But when you do start attracting certain followers, and you have those people who are continuously watching your page because you are giving out value, then they're going to be more apt to want to watch you live because they're going to trust that you're going to have more value for them. And like we have said, it is important to say what it's about, that you intrigue them right off from the get-go. But actually, one thing that you guys mentioned that I wrote down as you were talking, Mia had mentioned group pages. We kind of, glazed over that. We didn't even really mention that. Another way to give value content is to create a group page, and you don't want it to be something that's at all related to your company. You want it to be something that's related to an industry problem. So whether it's personal development or leadership or whatever, you want there to be a group that you're the leader of, that you can attract people to, and you lead them in that group as well. Does that make sense?
Yes, kind of. Yes. But you mean a specific, for example, a lead generation, for example. Is that what you mean?
So like on Facebook, you know how you can create a group?
Yes, I have lots of groups.
Yeah, yep. So I'm just saying that's another way of being a leader and providing value is by creating your own group and having it be something that you're also leading, and you're attracting more people that way, is I guess what I'm saying. We didn't really discuss that as far as value content. And since you are your brand, it's important to be able to be a leader in a lot of different ways and not always be talking about your company, but be just talking about how you can help people with these different issues.
Right, very good. Great ideas. I've got a lot of value out of those two answers. Thank you.
So can I say something?
I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Can I shoot one thing in? Because you're talking about groups and life. What I think, I have actually made a PowerPoint presentation about, and we're gonna have like a hangout about later, is making a business page on Facebook. Because on the pages is different from your personal Facebook and different from the groups, because you can schedule posts 24/7. That's what I do. My page is posting 24/7 and I'm asleep. I'm sound asleep, but my page is keeping my followers all over the world busy. So they were gonna see my
yes.
Yeah, so it's like 30 minutes a day. I just start the day with like scheduling the page for like next 24 hours. So that's also keep you connected with your people, and having the posts always on the same time. It's gonna make people like know when you're posting, so they're gonna come to your page at those times for their motivations or whatever they're seeking. So Delilah, do you have any questions for us?
No, I just wanted to chime in and just listen, learn. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us, Delilah. Glad you're here.
Well,
so, Evangelia.
If anybody does have any questions, oh, sorry.
Evangelia just joined, so maybe if she has any questions, she did not see what we were talking about, but maybe if you have questions about anything, just feel free to shoot at us. Oh, nope, I don't think she's hearing us.
I can hear you. I've just got myself on mute because I've got coughing children in the background.
No worries. So maybe, Leah, you want to have some final words before we stop?
Yeah, just to kind of reiterate what I was saying on video, about video, one of the biggest reasons why you want to use it is, you can share a lot of value in a very condensed way. And it could just be, like I said, when you're doing that intrigue part, it could be a little bit of training. You don't want to give away all your secrets, but you do want to intrigue them. And that's when you're adding that value. So biggest takeaway, make sure that you're keeping those videos that you record down to 4 minutes. And with the Facebook Live, to anybody that is, worried about that, just get on there. The first time I did it, I was scared to death. Arna? Okay, you guys disappeared for a second. The biggest thing for me was, that intimidation that I was going to mess up or say something. People are going to be a lot more forgiving when you're on a Facebook Live because you're live. You're not going to be perfect. You're not going to be able to stop and re-record it. So remember that you want to give your title. You want to let them know in the beginning when people are not on there, you still want to talk. So you want to give that, you want to have a statement kind of ready that, okay, this Facebook Live is going to be about lead generation, and I'm going to start the training in 2.5 minutes. Set that intention, let people know. That way, you know, as people are coming on, they know what you're talking about, or when they're watching the recording, if they don't feel like listening to you talk for 2 minutes, they can scroll ahead. So just make sure that you do those things when you're doing those Facebook Lives, and give people an incentive to watch. Ask them for likes. That's that engagement that you want. Ask them for likes. Ask them for hearts, whatever. That way you're getting that engagement with them. And that's pretty much all I have. I mean, it's not really that hard. It's just basically getting out of your own way and being comfortable with making a mistake, because I'm going to tell you, you will. You're going to stumble over a word or two. I do it, and I do Facebook Lives twice a day. So that's just life. You're human. You're going to do that. But anyways, that's all I have about video. Anybody else have any closing remarks?
Actually, can I just ask one question? Lynn or anybody who's out there, do you guys have any topics that you would like us to go over next week specifically? Like, are there things that you feel like you're running into with your business that it's just frustrating, or you would like to just be able to talk about in more detail?
The frustration that I'm having might be worth covering, because it could apply to other people. That the dialogue between myself and the people after the conversation begins in a way, hi, how's your day going, etc. My natural dialogue creation and discussion ability is superb. I don't have any problem with that at all. What I do have a problem with is trying to have a sale as a result of a casual conversation. My natural, what should I say, my natural disposition is to keep it friendly and lighthearted and happy and non-committal and non-consequential, and I can find out pain points quite easily. But it is taking me more than a casual conversation. I'm picking that it's going to take me 2 or 3 different conversations with each person, which could be days apart. I can't feel that the opportune moment comes for me to discuss pain within the first, 6 sentences. I think it takes a separate visit, maybe 2 or 3 separate visits, because once I've got them to be my communication friend, there doesn't appear to be a way to get into this pain situation unless it's been several visits. So anyway, that's maybe worth discussing in the next meeting.
You are right. Actually, that is a huge complaint a lot of people have, and I think we all have run into that issue at one time or the other as well, and that's what has been so helpful with our team, is that it's really helped us to learn how to find that pain and how to address the pain points and turn it into a sale. So I think we could go over that topic in one of our next Hangouts. What do you guys think? And then maybe we can address those specific things. I know for me, and actually our mentors have said that, the first time you talk to somebody, it is important just to, say hi, thanks for connecting, and kind of just leave it at that. You don't need to do anything crazy. Sometimes you can build it right then, but a lot of times you do want to wait till the next, conversation. And then you do want to change their state. You want to get them to laugh. You want to get them to start to break down their wall. And once they start to break down their wall because you're talking about just random day-to-day things, then that's when you can kind of start to talk about business and try to figure out what their pain is. And when they've already broken down those walls and you can kind of start to talk about that pain, then it's a little bit easier to start getting into the nitty-gritty of really what is it that they are needing, But I think that would be a great thing for us to go over in the next week or 2. So thank you for that. I would love to talk about that one because I know a lot of people struggle with it. Is there anything else you can think of? Or Delilah, any other thing that you struggle with that you would like us to go over?
I want to know, it's Evangelia, okay. The other day, I made contact with someone, and pretty much from the very first post, sorry, my voice is gone. The very first post, he gave me all his pain. I struggle in how do you go about dealing with all that? And I'm talking about, this person is down to his last dollar, almost ready to be kicked out of his house with all his possessions. I mean, how do you work with people like that?
So here's the thing that's hard, and I actually have struggled with this too, is there's people that you'll do business with, and there's people that you'll feel bad for, but you need to move on. Like, you're not going to do business with somebody who is always the victim and who has absolutely, no money. Like, they're not looking to build their business because the world is ending. Some people really do have issues and it's sad, but some people, they really just always play the victim, and they're not somebody that you would want to have on your team. They're not somebody that is worth even going forward in the conversation. So as far as those people, the ones who are just downpour with all the negativity and everything that's wrong in the world, I would probably just kind of stop the conversation there and move on, because most likely they're not somebody who's going to be, especially if they've talked about like having no money and losing their house or whatever it is that they're talking about, they're not going to be somebody in the place to build a business or work with you anyway. Does that make sense?
It does.
And just to piggyback off that too, remember to write down your perfect business partner. That would not be somebody that you would want to work with. Be laser focused on who you want to work with, and you can look at that piece of paper and say, this is not him, and move along even faster.
Exactly. That's a really good point. Yep. I never used to have the perfect business partner thing written down, and ever since we learned to do that, it has really helped me, because I'm like, okay, nope, move on, because my heart sometimes tells me, oh, poor guy, I want to talk to him and I want to make him feel better and let's, whatever. But at the end of the day, if this is your job, you're trying to figure out ways that you can build your business, and so you have to move on from some of those people.
So I want to say one more. I was trying to get in here. When we started, we did not write down our perfect business partners, and we attracted all kinds of people, and only broke people. So we had so many conversations with people that ended all the same way. You want to lend me money? Are you going to pay for me? Are you going to give me discounts? Are you going to do this for me? We're like, no. And we were always still trying. I don't know what we were trying to hold on to, but we were because we started something, we wanted to finish it properly or whatever. But now we just what is really important is to ask qualifying questions, because the qualifying questions are gonna tell you right away if the person is good or not. And what we actually do now, when we realize the person is such a victim, it cannot be saved from that situation, we just block them. So we don't have to spend more time or waste more time, as I say, because they're gonna message again and again and again, can you help me? Can you lend me money? Can you do this? Can you do that? And we don't have time for that. We're trying to build leaders, not trying to take away all our energy on people that are just gonna stay victim. So yeah. Anybody else?
Did that answer your question, and Evangelia? Did you have anything else that you wanted to talk about? Okay. I hope your babies feel better too. So anything else, Lynn or Delilah? Nope.
I'm good.
Yeah, for me, the one thing I've struggled with is on the follow-up. I mean, doing the script, I can follow that pretty good and continue a conversation with somebody and change their state and so forth, make them laugh and get the LOLs and all that. But I guess at the end of the, you finish the conversation, and I get kind of hung up on how to follow up again with them in another couple of days or a week or so forth. I struggle with that part.
So where are you ending the conversation? What are you ending it at?
Like if people, they just either don't have the money right now, or they're just not ready to move into high ticket right now. And so it's kind of like how to come back to them later, or sometimes what I do is just invite them to the meeting, like the Sunday meetings.
Yeah.
And
Usually when you get the reply that they don't have the money, you have not been able to connect properly with their pain. Sometimes we think we have gotten the pain and then make them connect with their dreams, but actually we're not like at the right pain point. So people, they can.
You need to keep digging.
Yeah, but if you don't get to the pain, to really get into the pain, that's really hard for many of us. People are not gonna go with us. They're gonna give us all the excuses in the world not for joining. That's how it is. And for us, when we like doing follow-up, we like, instead we like, maybe we ended the conversation on sending the link because they asked for the link, right? And in a few days, we don't message like, hey, did you watch the video? Like, what did you think? You're like, I just message like, hey, how are you doing? How's your day going? Or like, and make them hopefully start talking about what they liked about it. Or I shoot in after some questions like, so how did you like the video? Or what did you like most about the video? So that's like a good way to like start a conversation again. So Delilah, did that answer something that you were thinking?
I know Ari also says, one of our mentors also says that it's important to try to set up that next appointment in a way. So like whether it be when they're going to watch that video link you sent them, or it be the date they think they'll have the money by, say to them, so how about, you get out your calendar and let's schedule a time for you to watch that link. And then, so when do you think you are going to be able to get the funds for this by? And then I can just follow up with you then. Like Ari has always mentioned to us to kind of try to figure out when it is that they would like us to follow up at. So, maybe just ask another question and see where they're at. And honestly, I've had to go out of my comfort zone a little bit when it comes to that and be a little bit more pushy than what I'm used to, and kind of just say, if you want it bad enough, there's pretty much always a way to get the money. So you either want it or you don't. And that has been hard for me to say to people, but it's kind of, it works. And really at the end of the day, it's true. If you think about it, it's true. I mean, right? So that's just another little piece of advice. I think that if you go outside your comfort zone a little bit, that might help. But
this is just as soon as you
anything else, guys?
It's when you hit the fuck it point. Like when we hit fuck it point, we're just gonna answer this way. And that is the right way to do it all. So now we're at a 1 hour mark. So I think we should like say our goodbyes so people will want to come again.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. And we will, try to record again in a week or something. And we'll try to hit those points that you guys were mentioning.
So bye, everyone. Thank you for coming. See you.
Bye.